Hello to everyone in the Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Cathedral community and all of our friends. This is Father Jonathan. I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to continue our series on the lives of the saints, and on this, the 22nd of the month of January, we keep the memory of the Holy Apostle Timothy. St. Timothy came from Lystra, a city of the Roman province of Lycaonia in Asia Minor, born of a pagan father and a Jewish mother. He had been brought up in piety and love for the Holy Scriptures by his mother, Eunice, and his grandmother, Lois. The great apostle Paul had converted the two women during his first visit to the city, and when he returned several years later, he found the youthful Timothy full of fervor and admiration for the contests and sufferings which he had endured for the name of Christ. On the recommendation of the brethren of Lystra and Iconium, Paul baptized him and laid his hands on him and made him the companion of his labors and his closest disciple. He calls him my dearly beloved son in 2 Timothy chapter 2, and testifies of him to the churches, saying, as a son with his father, he has served with me in the gospel. Philippians 2:22. Even through the rites of the Old Testament had been done away with through divine grace, the apostle circumcised his young disciple as the law prescribed, so that he would be able to preach to the Jews in their synagogues as well as to the pagans in the marketplaces. Timothy was meek and reticent, a model of obedience and humility, yet a good soldier of Jesus Christ, 2 Timothy 2:3. He was possessed of an indefeatable zeal for preaching. He was the apostle's deputy and the dynamic agent of grace in the government of the churches of God for the amendment of morals and for the keeping of the good deposit. The faith once and for all delivered to the saints. From Iconium, Timothy traveled with Paul through Phrygia and Galatia, everywhere assisting him in preaching and in prayer. Then, following a heavenly vision, they crossed over to Macedonia and preached the gospel in Thessalonica and Berea, where Timothy stayed with Silas, while Paul went on to Athens. He soon rejoined the apostle, bringing the sad news of the violent resistance of Jews in Thessalonica, and he returned thither in order to strengthen and comfort the Christians in the faith. When he had fulfilled this mission, he hastened back to Paul, who was now in Corinth, in order to work with him at the conversion of that city. After this, he spent a year and a half with his master in Ephesus, the metropolis of Asia, before being sent to Corinth again, to bring back the faithful to the principles of the evangelic way of life. Since the Corinthians proved recalcitrant to the exhortations of Timothy, St. Paul decided to send Titus to Corinth. Meanwhile, he took Timothy on a second mission to Macedonia, composed with his collaboration the second epistle to the Corinthians, and worked with him in the correction and edification of the faithful. When Paul had set out on his last journey to Jerusalem in order to take thither the proceeds of the collection made in all the churches for the assistance of the Christian in the holy city, Timothy was among his traveling companions. He was present at Paul's arrest and followed him to Caesarea to his first captivity in Rome. Paul sent him from there on a mission to the church of Philippi and in Macedonia. On his release, St. Paul joined Timothy in the East and eventually placed him at the head of the church of Ephesus, exhorting him to organize Christian life and worship, to resist false teachers, to exercise discernment in appointing ministers of the church, and at all times to lead the flock of the church in peace, unity of spirit and truth. A second letter was sent to the apostle when the apostle was a prisoner in Rome awaiting death. He invited his faithful disciple to come join him in order to be present at his last moments. Timothy was arrested at that time, but was soon set at liberty. After the death of the apostle, he returned to his diocese. It is said that Timothy met St. John the theologian at Ephesus, and that he received from him an increment of grace and spiritual illumination, and that while the beloved apostle was in exile on Patmos, Timothy governed the church, gathering within himself the spirit of St. John and that of Paul. One day the pagans of the city were getting ready to celebrate their odious festival, which always ended in orgies and murder. When St. Timothy intervened and tried to reason with them, the men became enraged and set on him like a pack of wild animals, raining blow after blow upon him, and his disciples just managed to drag him from their midst. They brought him half dead to a nearby hill. There he gave back his soul to God. The body of St. Timothy was buried not far from the tomb of St. John, and long afterwards, in 356, his precious relics with those of St. Andrew and Luke were solemnly transferred to Constantinople by St. Artemis and enshrined in the Church of the Holy Apostles. They wrought many miracles there until they were stolen by the Latin Crusaders when they pillaged the city in 1204. Through the prayers of the holy apostle Timothy, may the Lord God have mercy on us and save us. God bless you. We're here for you. We love you. Don't hesitate to reach out. Call us, email us, leave us a message on social media. Leave us a note in the comment section. If you'd like to support this ministry, remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Again, God bless you and have a beautiful rest of your day.